Have you ever come across a free response question and you were not sure whether or not to apply momentum or energy? Well, today we're going to take a look at this multi-step free response question and you'll learn how to know when to use momentum and when to use energy. A 0.020 kilogram bullet is fired horizontally at 300 meters per second into a 0.98 kilogram wooden block initially at rest on a horizontal table. The bullet embeds in the block perfectly inelastic collision. Immediately after the collision, the combined mass slides and compresses a spring. The spring constant is 800 newtons per meter that is attached to a wall. Part 1, we're working with a frictionless table. Assume the table is frictionless while the block compresses the spring. Part A, find the speed v of the bullet block immediately after the collision. In this problem, we have two stages. The first stage is the bullet getting embedded into the block, and the second stage is the block bullet compressing the spring. In the first stage, we have a collision. Anytime you have collision, you want to think about the conservation of momentum. Even though energy is not conserved because it's an inelastic collision, momentum is still conserved. The conservation of momentum can be applied when there's no external net force. And the conservation of momentum states that the total initial momentum is equal to the total final momentum. The total initial momentum is just the momentum of the bullet, which is m times v naught. The total final momentum is the momentum of the bullet and the block. So the mass will be their combined mass, which is little m plus big M times the velocity, which is the speed of both the block and the bullet together. Now we're going to isolate v by dividing little m plus big M on both sides. And we get that the velocity is equal to m times v naught divided by little m plus big M. We're going to substitute our given values. So we get 0.02 times 300 divided by 0.02 plus 0.98, and we get 6 meters per second. Part B asks, find the maximum spring compression X max. In the second stage of the problem, the bullet block is pushing the spring, and we have an energy transfer situation. Whenever you have an energy transfer situation, we can apply the conservation of energy. And because this is a frictionless situation, we can apply the conservation of mechanical energy. The conservation of mechanical energy tells us that the total initial mechanical energy is equal to the total final mechanical energy. By mechanical energy, we're talking about the kinetic and the potential energy. Initially, the bullet and the block is moving, so they have kinetic energy, and then the bullet block compresses the spring, and now there is stored energy in the spring, which we call spring potential energy or elastic potential energy. The kinetic energy of the bullet and the block is going to be 1 over 2 the mass of the bullet plus the mass of the block times v squared. V squared is the velocity of the mass in the bullet when they're moving together. And the spring potential energy is 1 over 2 kx squared. We're going to solve for x. We're going to first solve for isolate x squared by multiplying 2 on both sides. That gets rid of the 1/2, and dividing k on both sides. And that gives us x squared is equal to little m plus big M times v squared divided by k. And k is the spring constant of the spring. Next, we're going to square root both sides to solve for x, and we get that x is equal to the square root of little m plus big M times v squared divided by k, the spring constant. Next, we're going to substitute, and then we're going to solve. So x is equal to the square root of 0.2 plus 0.98 times 6 squared divided by 800. And we get that the maximum compression is equal to 0.212 meters. Now we're going to analyze this situation with friction. Now assume the surface has kinetic friction, coefficient mu k is equal to 0.2, while the bullet block compresses the spring. Use g equals 9.8 meters per second squared. Part C, find the new maximum compression x max. The bullet block will still be moving with the velocity that we calculated earlier. The friction does not affect that stage of the problem. However, the friction will affect the second stage as the bullet block is sliding on the surface, some of that mechanical energy is going to be transformed into thermal energy. So although we can't use the conservation of mechanical energy here, we can use the work energy equation with non-conservative work, which states that the total initial energy plus the work done by the non-conservative force is equal to the total final energy. The total initial energy will be the kinetic energy of the bullet, but we do need to subtract the work done by friction because friction does negative work, which reduces the mechanical energy. And friction is mu times the normal force. X is how far it's sliding, and that is equal to the energy stored in the spring, which is the spring potential energy. The kinetic energy will be 1 over 2 times mass of the bullets plus the mass of the block times v squared. V squared is the velocity of the bullet block that we calculated earlier, minus the work done by friction, which is mu times this is the normal force because it's not accelerating vertically. The normal force is just equal to the weight of the bullet in the block, which is the mass of the bullet plus the mass of the block times g. And then we have to times all of that by x, that is the distance that it's sliding. And all of that is equal to 1 over 2 kx squared. This is the energy stored in the spring. Now we're going to substitute the numbers for our equation. In this situation, it makes it a little bit easier to solve for the x because we're going to have to use a quadratic equation just a little bit. But in other times, it might be easier just to manipulate the variables until you're ready to solve for your final answer. So right now, we're going to go ahead and substitute the numbers into our equation. So we get 1 over 2 times 0.02 plus 0.98 times 6 squared minus 0.2 times 0.02 plus 0.98 times 9.8 times x is equal to 1 over 2 times 800 times x squared. We're looking for the maximum compression, which is going to be x. But we have a problem here because we have x and x squared, and we're trying to solve for x. So our strategy is going to be to use the quadratic equation. To use a quadratic equation, we're going to move everything to one side and set that equal to 0. The quadratic equation is x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. We're going to substitute our numbers into the quadratic equation, and we get negative 1.96 plus or minus square root 1.96 squared minus 4 times 400 times negative 18 divided by 2 times 400. Now we do want to have a positive number for our compression, and so we're going to use the positive here, and we get approximately 0.210 meters. Part D, when the spring re-expands and the block passes back through the point where the spring is uncompressed, is its speed equal to the speed found in part A? If not, find that speed. So the speed will be less than what it was before because some of the mechanical energy has transformed into thermal energy. To calculate that, we're going to use our energy conservation equation, but we're going to need to include work done by non-conservative force. And that equation is EI plus work done by non-conservative force is equal to EF. EI will be the kinetic energy of the block and bullet before it pushes the spring. The work done by the non-conservative force is the force of friction, so kinetic friction times the displacement. And we're going to have to include both the work done by friction as the block is sliding and compressing the spring, and as the spring is pushing the block back out. So that's why you'll see that written here twice. And the final energy is going to be the kinetic energy of the bullet and the block once it's pushed off the spring. Because the friction force is the same when the block and bullet is compressing the spring, and as it's coming back out, we're going to combine the FKX. The reason we know that the kinetic friction is the same is because kinetic friction is mu times Fn. and mu is 0.2, and that's not changing. Fn, or the normal force, is not changing because the normal force is equal to the gravity force here because it's on a horizontal surface. And the x, the displacement here, is the same because it says that it's going to push the block all the way back to where the spring is uncompressed. So it's basically pushed back to where it started from. So that's why we can state that Ki minus 2 Fk, which is the friction force, times the displacement, is equal to Kf, the final kinetic energy. By substituting the given variables into this equation, we get that 1 over 2 times the mass of the bullet plus the mass of the block times v squared minus 2 times mu times the normal force times the displacement is equal to 1 over 2 times the mass of the bullet plus the mass of the block times vf squared. Next, we're going to multiply 2 on both sides, and that gives us little m plus big M times v squared minus 4 times mu times m plus big M times gx equal to little m plus big M times vf squared. We're looking for vf, so we're going to divide little m plus big M on both sides, and we get that vf squared is equal to little m plus big M times v squared minus 4 times mu times little m plus big M times gx divided by little m plus big M. Notice that the little m plus big M cancels out, and that leaves us with v squared minus 4 times mu times gx. We're going to square root both sides because we're looking for VF, and we get that VF is equal to the square root of V squared minus 4 mu gx. And we're going to now substitute our values into our variables. So we get square root 6 squared minus 4 times 0.2 times 9.8 times 0.210. And if we solve for that, we get 5.86 meters per second. If you found this video helpful, check out my next video where I solve another free response question step by step.